Okay, we're going to be learning to make a flare brake line. I've got some 5/16 brake line. Comes in a 25-foot roll. You can see it's hollow. This is where the brake fluid goes through and goes from the master cylinder, right, which is attached to your brake pedal. From the master, it goes to the four corners: right front, right rear, left front, left rear, for putting fluid into your calipers or your wheel cylinders so you have brakes. But it's basically all the same. Larger vehicles, heavy duty, maybe larger. But this is basically what you'll find on your passenger cars and light trucks. It's a small line, and it's an alloy. It bends. You can't bend it into, you can't just bend it like by folding it. You've got to give it some support when you bend it. You can bend it, make it go wherever you want, twist it. We don't want to collapse the center, and the liquid will not. We don't want to kink the line either. You want to kink the line, you want to collapse the center, because it is carrying liquid to the four corners of the vehicle. So for this demonstration, we're just going to make a short brake line. I'm going to flare one end, but you would flare both ends. So in the kit we'll be using here, we're using this Blue Point kit, double flare toolkit, doing a 45 flare, which is standard. Comes with instructions and a parts list. We'll be using the yoke assembly here. We'll be using the bar assembly. Put it here in the vise. Make sure you put the bar in good and tight. Okay. And we'll see, we'll be placing the line into here. It's this, the smallest one. Okay. And we've got our pipe cutter here. So, you want to chunk a line, and just take a pair of side cutters and crush it, because remember, we want to keep that hole or the center uncrushed, so we use a pipe cutter. It's got a little blade. Put it in here. Let's see. Get yourself a piece about 1 foot long. It's fine, it's just for practice. And every time you go around, twist the knob just a little bit. And we'll slowly cut into the line without crushing it. Takes a few tries. And it will eventually cut through, and there you go. There we go. Got a little line. You haven't crushed the end yet, which is a good thing. So it's good to put your fitting on. It's hard to put this on after we flare. So we're trying to make a flare. We're going to make a 45 flare. Opens up like this, and the opposite 45 is on the vehicle, and when the two come together, they are liquid proof, so it will hold liquid. Okay, so there's our nut. Which will fall off because we don't have the other line on, but if you had a very long line, you definitely want to put your nut on first. I'll just put a little bit of a bend in that to keep it from falling. But this line could be the whole length of the vehicle. All right, let's put it into the bar. Okay. We are 5/16. First thing we're going to do, we're just going to dress the end. So we've cut it. We need to make the end flat, and then we're going to use a flat file. It's flat. We want to take this, clean out the center just a little bit. There we go. And this little shoulder, just take the sharp edge off of it. Okay, so it's not so sharp, just a little bit off the edge. Beautiful. We want to make sure the smallest die, which says 3/16. Oh yeah, 3/16. Whoops, 3/16. It's the smallest one. Okay, so that goes in there. And how high? Well, that's where you see on this, there's a little lip, there's a first lip and a second lip. We're going to put the line to this first lip here, the height of the line. So that's our depth. So we're going to loosen this off, bring this down, and just use this as a gauge, because we're going to be crushing the end. So there's our first lip on our die. Okay, let's tighten this up. And you really do need to tighten this up. I cheat with a screwdriver. You want to just close this bar so that pipe does not move. There we go. It's now closed on both sides. It's not going anywhere. Now we're going to put this die in there that way. And we're going to push it down until it touches this bar. This is where we're going to use the yoke tool. Put that off there. Okay, so this goes over like so. Open it up a bit more. Okay, so it's going to go on like this. Okay, there, that's how that goes. So that's over the bar. Everything's looking nice and plumb. Yeah, looks good. I'm going to go down until it hits the bar. Basically until I can't go anymore. And there it is. It's down. That die is touching the bar. Take it off. That's our first step. Take this out. There we go. It's out. Come back. You can see it's the holes in the middle. We have our first shoulder, but it needs to be a double, so we have to come back in without the die. Okay. Again, make sure it's in the middle of the line. It's plumb. Basically, we're going to give it one full turn. That's it. Take this off. Oh, it's looking great. Holes in the middle. I'll show you that shortly. Loosen this off. Okay, bring the nut up. So what we can see, hopefully the camera will focus, is we've got our shoulder, which is good and thick, so it's been crushed. And we've got that nice 45 taper, okay, which will attach to the wheel cylinder or the caliper and provide a liquid-proof seal. So that's what we're looking for. A nice shoulder, hole in the middle. Make sure you don't forget the nut. To do the other side, you grab the nut I dropped. You can reuse them. You can buy them new if they're rough. I like to reuse them if I can. So anyway, you want to put that on first, and then you want to repeat this step, and hopefully the second side looks as good as the first. But that would be perfect. I could tell now, if a student were to make this, put it in my hand, I could tell by looking at it, this would hold liquid, and it's perfect. That's what we're looking for. So practice, and when your lines start looking like this, you can start making lines that we would actually install in a vehicle, and they would be fine. If they don't leak, then it would be a pass. Thank you.